Alright, YouTube, what is up here today? Jigsaw0097 back after a very long time. It's been pretty distracting, honestly, watching this country go to complete hell over the last 9 or so months. This is really since last year, let's be real. But I was able, sorry, I'm going to turn this off. I was able to watch the Eagles game. About half of it. I didn't watch all of it today because I had to figure out, I've got a bunch of new setups technologically, so I had to figure out how to watch the game. So I think I'll be using my tablet to watch games in the future. That's just the best way to figure it out. My stupid iPhone, Apple, you suck. I kept trying to watch the stream, but it just kept freezing and ads would pop up. And before anyone says anything, I am going to be using probably mostly streaming websites this year because I never got around to getting Sunday tickets. So because to be honest, I didn't even know if I'd watch this year, but I think I'm going to check out the Eagles this year. I made a video a long time ago about Nick Sirianni, and I was going to cover the off season this year, but just didn't do it. Just been a lot of crazy life stuff going on, I guess, but things are kind of settling down just a little bit for the time being, to where I feel like I can cover the Eagles. And so yeah, like I said, I only watched half this game, but I did like what I saw. I think the final score was 29-6, something like that. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty invigorating just watching an Eagles offense actually do something. That was one of my biggest frustrations over the last couple of years. Beside all the political crap with the NFL, one of the biggest frustrations was just this offense was just like non-existent. As far as Carson Wentz, he was just getting really old to watch. Doug Peterson, that was a decision by the Eagles that I don't know if I would have done. I still think Doug should be the coach right now, just for this last season with all these new changes, just to see. But what's done is done. We have Nick Sirianni. He was the Colts wide receiver coach. And, I don't want to get too excited because obviously it's week 1, guys, but, they look pretty good. It was a pretty good scoring game. You had Kenneth Gainwell, who I didn't even know the Eagles had him, but he's one of those guys in college that was really good. Since I didn't follow the offseason this year, I don't really know who the Eagles have. Like, I saw Jordan Mailata in there, and I was like, ooh. Because I remember when they drafted Jordan, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was a while ago now. Back in it was like a 7th round throwaway draft pick. But I remember I was really excited about it just because it was so like unconventional, and the Eagles pretty much didn't do anything to get him. So I was like, this is a win-win. So it was great to see him out there, and he played pretty well. I think that touchdown, the Jalen Reagor touchdown at the very end. Malata, I don't know if I say it right. Malata, can't say it right. If I'm saying it wrong, please let me know. But he got that huge block in the end. He just laid on the dude. So that's what you want. You want a really big fat O lineman that can just crush people. So yeah, the Eagles look good. Jalen Hurts, he reminds me of Donovan McNabb. He kind of always has, even with that like earring that he has. There's just a lot of things about him look-wise and then talent-wise. I can see why the Eagles went with him, because the Eagles love these like run-pass hybrid quarterbacks. Again, this is kind of what Wentz was supposed to be, and he was for that first year until he got injured. So that's always the caveat. If Jalen Hurts gets injured, then it could just be another Carson Wentz all over again, guys. So that's one of the reasons why I liked Nick Foles so much, is because Nick Foles, he could run, but honestly, he was a pocket quarterback, and those are the kind of quarterbacks that I typically like. just because if you build around them properly, they can stay in the league for decades. I mean, just look at Tom Brady. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really watch the whole game, but I watched it from about halftime on. And another thing that surprised me was the defense. The Eagles' defense looked really good. Now, I do know the Falcons looked just terrible. I was watching for that just to see if, are the Eagles good or the Falcons just really off. And I think it was a bit of both. I think that the Falcons were very off, but I also think that a lot of the reasons why they were off was because the Eagles were pretty dominant this game defensively. So there was a lot of plays where the Falcons just dofed it. They dropped passes, Matt Ryan overthrew, underthrew, whatever. But overall, I think the Eagles' defense was really good. Darius Slay was good. He was all over everybody, and that's another thing, like seeing the Eagles secondary actually look like they're decent. I'm not quite sure who the Eagles defensive coordinator is this year. I'm going to have to look all this stuff up, like I said, because I have not been following it up until now. But I don't know, it did feel different, and I like that. There was something about the Doug Peterson Eagles that, after the Super Bowl, they were just kind of like, each season it felt like they were just checking out more and more. You had that amazing playoff run from Carson Wentz. I think it was in 2019 to get to that playoff game against the Seahawks. But obviously we know what happened there. Carson Wentz got injured yet again, and we had Josh McCown come in and try to hero ball it, but it was pretty much over. And so ever since that game, the Eagles have just been really bad. Like, I didn't watch last season. I boycotted the NFL. But, hearing from enough people, the Eagles were not very good last year either. So they obviously traded Carson Wentz. He's in Indy now. And so it feels different, I guess. That's what I'm getting at. It feels different. The Eagles team feels young and fresh again. There's enough veterans on there still, like Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, people like that. But overall, Zach Ertz is still on the Eagles. I don't know how long he'll be on the Eagles, but I feel like he's there for at least this season, unless the Eagles can trade him for something. But there's enough veterans on the team to where it feels like there's like a remnant of the old Eagles there, but there is a lot of new and fresh aspects to this team as well. So that's kind of all I really got to say. Sorry it's not like a huge game breakdown, just because I haven't been following in the off season, like I said, so I really don't know this team very well yet. But that was kind of my goal with the Eagles, I guess. As far as this year goes, is I was like, okay, I'm going to see like how they do. The preseason was obviously nothing to talk about. The Eagles lost every game, but I don't really care about that. I don't even know if I'm going to cover the preseason in the future because it's getting so useless. I know they dumbed it down to 3 games, but honestly, the preseason is just a waste of time for most things. Maybe like 1 or 2 games tops is all you really need. But yeah, like that was my plan, is to kind of see how different the Eagles are, to see if they were like more of the same or if they were different, I guess. I don't even need them to be great this year because I don't expect a lot from them anyway, but if they do things like this, 29-6, that's a pretty good blowout against I don't know, like an average Falcons team. I don't want to say they're great, but I don't think they're bad. I mean, the Falcons have always kind of stayed consistent. I mean, just a couple of years ago, the Eagles kind of had like a semi-rivalry with the Falcons because we kept beating them in the playoffs or whatever, and then they'd beat us, and then, it kind of became like this heated rivalry. So they still have Matt Ryan, so as far as I'm concerned, the Falcons are still decent. So to see them 29-6, a pretty decent football team when they're supposedly all new. The Eagles are supposedly in a rebuild right now. That's what I've heard from many people. They're pretty impressive, to say the least, guys. So yeah, I'll have to look at who the Eagles are playing next. Again, I didn't do any videos this year about like the scheduling. I'm way behind. Okay, so I've been focusing on a lot of other things other than the NFL, but you know, I think I'm going to cover the Eagles a little bit casually this year, but still, I'm gonna try my best to cover them. So, for all of you guys that are returning watching, thank you so much for checking out the channel. I still see that I have 700 subscribers on here, so it's good to see that a lot of you guys have stuck around in my hiatus. I really appreciate that, and yeah. That is what I have to say. So let me know what you guys thought about this down below. What you guys think about the Eagles. You know what you think about this new coaching staff, the new direction of the Eagles. Do you think that it's going to be better than Doug Peterson? Do you think it's going to be more the same? Maybe you're like me, you just don't know yet, but you're excited that it's different. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. If you're new to this channel as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I will be covering the Eagles regularly this season to the best of my abilities. But to everyone else, thank you so much for watching. This has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.